Hi,
Yes,
Karen.
now I can hear you.
I would request you to share a bit of your own experience and your message to the students and to all of us also.
Hi, and good morning to everyone. My name is Karen Ibasco, and I'm Miss Earth 2017. Now, before anything else, a lot of people don't know, I'm a physicist by profession. A lot of people don't know what physics is, but it's actually a branch of science. So I tried to make people understand, like kids, of what science is about with the climate. So I combined physics with Miss Earth. So that's what I did. I was also a former teacher in a university teaching kids just like you. And there's just so much in my country. That's why it pushed me to join Miss Earth. You know, the Philippines is quite similar with India. We have a lot of environmental problems, and plastic pollution is one of them. We are actually in the top three of producing so much plastics in the oceans, and I'm not proud of it because plastic is something that we really have to refuse in doing. You know, when I became Miss Earth 2017, I traveled all over the world from Asia to Europe to South America to Africa and seeing all these things that I saw firsthand. And I was able to share my voice to them, and I was able to bring so many things to my country that I also told them what to do. I participated in a lot of talks, such as environmental talks to educate kids like you. I went locally in my country and internationally, and we teach a lot of things. Now, one thing I want to teach is I know the children that I'm talking to now has a lot to know about the environment. And one of the things that I can share to you perhaps is the basic science. You know, why is the world all experiencing this global warming? It's as simple as the greenhouse effect. You know, the planet has its atmosphere. And of course, in the atmosphere, we have what we call the greenhouse gases. And the sun gives us heat in the planet, but not everything is absorbed by the planet. Some of it is reflected back in space. But because of the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, that those are the ones that are responsible for trapping heat in the planet. But because of all these human activities that we are doing, the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere actually increases. That's why we have global warming, because it has so much heat, so much trapped heat compared to before. So what happens is that it leads to climate change. That's why we have platforms like this to share to you what we must do. And one thing that we must do is planting trees, as I seen earlier. You know, one of the things that how can you explain climate change to a 5-year-old kid is explain to him or her like it's the science of the human body. You know, because a human is alive because of all the temperature that you have in your body. But if you increase at least 1 degree Celsius, you actually have a fever. You know, if you eat so much of this ice cream and you don't sleep at night on time and you do a lot of these things, that's the reason why you have a fever. It's like the planet is also having a fever. That's why we have to do a lot of things to really change that. And we are doing things right now and educating you on how to do it. In Miss Earth, actually, we teach kids when they go around the world and locally. People know about the 3 R's. We just increase it to like 5 R's. The first one is rethink. You have to rethink every single thing that you do because it's connected to the environment. Either it's at home or it's in your schools. The second one is reduce. You have to learn to reduce your plastic consumption. You have to refuse it. You have to reduce or to conserve your energies and your water. Either you're at home or in your schools. You have to reuse. Reusing is refusing plastic and using either eco bags and such as tumblers, so you can reuse these things every single time you use it, so you won't consume all these plastics. The third one or the fourth one is recycle. When you recycle, these are one things that you can do, such as plastic. You can recycle the plastic that you still have. So those are the things that you can do to help the planet. And of course, the last is respect. Respecting is one of the most important things because it will be easier for you to do all these 4 things if you respect the planet. Like what was said earlier, there is no planet B for human beings. There is only one planet for us, and this is our common home. Whether you're wherever part in the globe or wherever part in the planet, we're all a part of this common home, and we have to be together to protect it. That's why I continually use my voice even after Miss Earth, because I understand that this is one thing I cannot turn my blind eye to. We believe that you are the future generations, and we're doing everything that we can now because you're going to be the ones after us. Now, I was able to represent my country once again. If you know Greta Thunberg, there was this UN Youth Climate Summit last September 21 in the United Nations headquarters, and I represented my country there. And I was able to see the General Secretary and, of course, Greta Thunberg opened it. There were so many eye-openers in different fields that they were talking about, that youth is the generation that really has to rise to protect the planet, because you're going to be the next generation to be a part of it. And there's so much that I want to do, and I'm actually doing now, to really share that message to all of you. You know, being a beauty queen has given me a great platform to share of this. At the same time, not only that, but being also a scientist, it has always been my heart to talk to people and to represent my scientific community, to really reach out to people and what we can do to save the planet.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. Hello, Anna. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
I just told about you to the
very fine.
okay. I just told other guests about you, that you're sitting in Argentina in the middle of night, right on planet Earth. I can see the background. And along with her is her daughter Marianela, who will be translating. She speaks good English, but Marianela will be better. Will translate to her. So Anna, please go ahead with whatever views you have to share with us.
Vayas con lo que tienes que...
Sí.
Bueno.
Podemos compartir nosotros.
Can you disable screen sharing, please?
Sorry?
If you can disable screen sharing.
Yeah. Just a minute. Which one is the purple one, or where the Anna photo is there? Which one I have to share? Tell me. I'll share the, so that you can share the screen. I'll make you co-host.
Que no va a ser co-host, me parece.
You want to share your screen, Anna?
Yes.
No.
So
We can share screen, but we want to.
you want to? Okay, I'll do it. I'm making you co-host. Now you can do that, please.
Yeah.
Now you can share your screen, please. Yeah, please.
Yes, we can.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Vamos con la presentación.
Estoy muy feliz de estar en este seminario, y quiero mostrarles que conozco la India, que estuve visitando a Rajiv en 2014.
Well, I'm really happy to be here. I'm also. She also wants to show you that she visited India in 2014.
Me pareció un país increíble, con una cultura muy diferente a la mía, pero una gente maravillosa.
She said that it has a really wonderful people, she really liked the country, and with a really, really, really different culture than ours.
Rajiv?
También tuve la suerte de recibir a Rajiv aquí en Argentina con estudiantes, con 7 estudiantes. Y
we were also grateful to welcome Rajiv in Argentina with 7 students.
Lo llevamos a visitar nuestra región y compartimos bellos momentos.
We visited the region and we shared beautiful moments. And also you can see me. I'm in there. I'm that small child.
También plantamos árboles en Argentina y en India, en ambos países.
We've also planted trees between Argentina and India in both countries.
Vivimos en países muy diferentes.
We live in very different countries.
Los dos países son grandes. India está en el lugar 7º, Argentina en el 8.
In area, we have very big countries. India is 7th and Argentina is 8th.
Pero la población de India es muchísimo más grande. Es la segunda en el mundo y nosotros en el lugar 31.
In case of India, we have a huge population. They are the second most populous country in the world, but we are the 31st.
Y la densidad de población es muy diferente. Nosotros casi estamos solos.
And the population density is literally so different. It's like we are almost alone.
Somos muy distintos. También en los deportes, por ejemplo, en Argentina, la gente ama el fútbol.
We are very different even in sports. For example, in Argentina, people love football.
Y en India el cricket.
And in India, cricket.
Pero tenemos objetivos en común.
But we have common objectives.
Como educar a niños y jóvenes para un futuro sustentable. Y lo venimos haciendo en conjunto a través de ENO.
Like educating children and young people for a sustainable future. And we've been doing this with ENO.
Los alimentos que comemos, el aire que respiramos, el agua que bebemos, el clima, necesitamos que nuestro planeta sea habitable.
As all the food we eat, the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the climate that makes our planet habitable, everything comes from nature.
Nuestra naturaleza nos está llamando de alguna manera y es tiempo de que atendamos la naturaleza.
So nature is actually calling us, and it's time for us to attend it.
¿Qué podemos hacer los profesores?
What us, teachers, well, not me, her, we can do?
Podemos enseñar los temas críticos a la gente joven, explicarle que entiendan el valor de la biodiversidad y que busquen oportunidades en trabajos verdes, es decir, que mantengan esa biodiversidad en el futuro.
What we can do is try to explain some critical themes about environment, and then make them notice of the value of diversity, and of course make them interested in a future job that is related to that, to conserving nature.
Nosotros podemos ser custodios de esto, de enseñarles, de mostrarles aquellos problemas ambientales, de que enseñarles, aprender nosotros también y actuar.
We can, ¿cómo?
Que tenemos que enseñarles estos cambios.
We must teach these changes.
También tenemos que aprender a...
And we must learn them and share the knowledge we have with our communities.
Y por último, actuar.
And of course, act.
Y aquí estamos actuando. Rajiv está plantando árboles en India, yo estoy mostrando un maitén que tengo en mi casa.
And here we are acting. Rajiv is planting trees in India, and I am showing a maitén we have at home.
En Argentina.
In Argentina.
¿Qué pueden hacer ustedes, los jóvenes?
What can you do as youth and children?
Los jóvenes son el futuro. Las decisiones que hoy tomen les afectará mucho en su futuro.
Youth is really important because we are the future. So the decisions made will obviously affect us in the future.
Yo los invito a estudiar, a aprender.
I really invite you to study and learn.
También a hablar, a hacer oír sus voces y mostrar cómo se puede hacer un impacto real.
To speak and of course speak out about how can you make a real impact.
Es muy importante que los jóvenes también aprendan y hablen y actúen sobre la biodiversidad.
It's really important that youth speak, act, and learn about biodiversity.
Solo así se va a lograr un cambio positivo,
Only that we will have a positive change
que el planeta lo necesita y los que vivimos en él también.
that the planet needs, and of course the people we live in need also.
Yo me preocupo también por mis estudiantes. Aquí está Marianela, Juan, Lucio, plantando árboles en Argentina, at home.
I also really care for my students. Here we have Mariana, which is also talking, Juan and Lucio, which are also at home.
Que ahora quiero preguntarles, ¿qué van a hacer ustedes por la naturaleza?
So now I want to ask you, what are you going to do for nature?
¿Pensaron en esto? ¿Qué están haciendo ahora? ¿Qué van a hacer en el futuro por la naturaleza?
Have you think about it? Are you thinking about it right now? What are you going to do in the future for nature?
¿Qué cambios podés hacer en tu escuela, en tu ciudad, en tu país?
What changes you can do in your school, in your city, in your country, at home?
¿Qué te gustaría hacer?
What would you like to do?
Como individuo tenemos que pensar en las cosas que compramos, en las cosas que usamos diariamente y cómo afectan el planeta y en qué podemos reducir.
As individuals, we have to think about what we buy, what we use on a daily basis, and how that affects the planet. And we have to... ¿Qué más dijiste?
¿En qué podemos reducir?
And we must think about how can we reduce that waste.
Por ejemplo, pensemos en los servicios que nos da la naturaleza.
We can also think about the services that nature brings us,
Como aire limpio, agua limpia,
like clean air and water,
como fertilizante.
fertilizers.
Muchos medicamentos vienen de los seres vivos, de la biodiversidad.
Many medicines also come from biodiversity.
Las abejas, la polinización, la mayor parte de los alimentos que consumimos los obtenemos gracias a la polinización que hacen las abejas.
Also bees and their pollination. Most of the food we consume, like fruits and vegetables, are part of that process of pollination.
No menos importante, la limpieza del aire, el cuidado de la naturaleza, tanto de una planta sola en una ciudad como en un bosque.
Not alone the nature caring, like in a plant in a city or of a full forest.
También como recreación. Muchos vamos a un parque nacional, a un lago, porque observamos algún animal porque nos gusta.
Also for recreation, we also go for a walk, we go to the river, to the lake, to the national park, or we just see an animal that we are attracted.
Por último, ¿qué estás haciendo vos por la naturaleza?
And for finishing, what are you doing for nature?
¿Alguien puede responder y hablamos? ¿O cómo o moderan el...?
If anybody wants to ask any questions to us, or maybe by the chat or something.
I think questions will come to you, but maybe at a later stage.
Dice que puede haber preguntas, pero más tarde quizás.
No, yo le quería preguntar a los estudiantes qué están haciendo ellas por el medio ambiente.
She said she wanted to ask students what are they doing right now for the environment.
La pregunta puede quedar abierta para el final.
The question we can leave it open to the end. But I think we will read the answers later, because
Okay, I'll get you back in again. I will get you back again. We'll go to other presenters also so they can share their views. And we can go to interaction session a little later. Is that okay?
Dice si puede pasarte las respuestas después,
Sí, sí, ok.
pero no
Thank
sé
you very
si-
much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank
And
you.
that is Anna from Argentina, a very teacher-like presentation, sharing views and asking students what they are going to do, as we will do in the classroom scenario anyway. There are just two things I would like to tell our guest speakers today. You will be planting trees also. Usually we have a physical gathering of people, but since because of Corona, it is not possible. But everybody, as a guest speaker, all of you will be planting a tree. I have requested the principal, sir, Mr. J.K. Singh, to allot a tree buddy to you. He'll be your tree buddy. He will plant on your behalf. He'll be you. He will represent you in this school. There'll be a tree in this school or in their home in your name. And also these trees, in our environmental tree planting days, we use an app. It's called Envirate. This app is used to locate the tree where it is planted. So the school students will be using this app, and when they plant, they will record the location of in the app. So the tree can be seen later on, and you know exactly where it has been planted, what kind of tree has been planted. So that will be done. And I had also shown in presentation because of we have 2 tree planting days in a year in May and September. And these are days when students in schools from all over the world, more than 150 countries in the world, they all join us together. Although we plant throughout the year, but these 2 days are celebrated. And this year, because we could not do it physically, it was not possible. So we had ran a campaign, Plant a Tree at Home. It was in cooperation with TED and United Nations Environment Program. Went off very well. You must have seen some pictures, and the students have taken a lot. We got a lots of videos, images, maybe planting in a flower pot or whatever. But at least it was nice to see very small students taking this initiative and planting trees. We thought this ignites their mind somehow, in some place at least. Anyway, now I will move to, we have 2 teenagers in the group. One is Paavani and another one is Aayushi. I will turn to Aayushi. She is Miss Teen International 2019. She is a very eloquent speaker. Aayushi, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you, sir.
Okay. So I was saying she is Miss Teen International 2019. She is a very good speaker, very committed youth activist also. Those who have seen her profile will know. So Aayushi, I would ask you to share your experience as a teen. What do you think your fellow beings can do? Of course, they do a lot of things, but what they can do which will help us, help themselves rather. Okay.
Right. Hi, everyone. Good morning to all the esteemed dignitaries present over here, and the teachers, the principal, sir, and all the students. So it has been a very nostalgic feeling for me when I am sitting over here and attending these kind of sessions, because I still remember when I was in school. I am still in my school, but even we used to have these kind of sessions on environment days where guests would come and they would talk about the environmental day, the environment day. So firstly, first question is, why do we feel the need to celebrate this day? It has been since 1974 we have been celebrating this day in order to spread awareness and encourage students or encourage people in order to plant more trees and in order to contribute towards the environment. Uh, Over the years, when I was a student and I have been listening to these kind of speeches, I have noticed that whenever dignitaries or guests come, the only thing that they do is they come and talk about the problems that our environment has been facing. All the things right from climate change to deforestation and everything like that. So Environment Day has become like a alarm for everyone, that it just so that we realize that our the nature is in a lot of trouble and we need to do something about it. So on this environment day, I wish that since our students are the future of the world and the future of our country, we should replace this alarming system with that of a day when we appreciate and when we embrace our nature. Because that is something that our Mother Earth really needs. And I'm really grateful to have been associated with Miss Teen International and also acted now because when I started with my beauty pageant journey right from Miss Teen India, I still remember we were associated with Rajiv sir and Paavani where they talked us about the problems which are going, and not only about the problems, they also gave us the solutions. And giving solution is something that is really important. So and talking about my experience with Active Now during Miss Teen International, we went to Brookfield school, and I remember we were able to plant saplings. So on that very day when I planted a sapling, that time I planted that sapling with the hope that this with the coming years when this sapling will grow into a tree, it brings joy and prosperity to each and everyone's life of each and everyone's life in the life of the contestant which was there. And today, when Sir is telling that we would be planting a sapling and we would have a buddy who would plant in behalf of us, then today I would like that that buddy who is going to plant that tree, you have that vision in your mind and you plant that tree with that hope that the situation that our world is facing through, be it corona or the locust or the cyclones, all the natural disasters that we are facing, everything falls back into its place and everything gets back to normal, because it will only happen when we all are into this together. And being a beauty queen, it has always given me an opportunity and a platform, a chance to reach out to more and more people. And it's a living example that I'm sitting right in Vadodara, and yet I'm being able to talk to so many students and people from all across the world. So this is what this is something, the essence of beauty pageant, that it helps you to carry your cause with yourself and just give back to the society in the biggest way possible. So I really thank Brookfield School for having me and Rajiv sir for doing so. And for all these students, you are the future of our country. You are the future of the next generation. So it's up to you and how are you going to start. And if you really want to bring about a change, then it has to start. The answer lies right within you. So if you change your mentality and if you start believing that this is my earth, because it is something, earth is something that we all have in common. So when we start taking that earth as our own belonging, when we start taking care of it as our very own teddy bear or any doll, then I think that's something when we will start feeling empathy towards it. We will start actually taking care for it. So just start loving your environment and make sure that you are able to contribute in the best possible way. Thank you.
Hello, Ronnie.
Hi.
Hi. Ronnie is a very good friend of mine. We have worked together in a lot of projects. He is a biologist, a good speaker, a very creative person. He is also co-host, but he hasn't got into the business so far. And currently he's in Taiwan. So Ronnie, I would ask you to share first of all your views, and then maybe you are in Taiwan, and those who do not know about Taiwan, maybe you can tell them what kind of environmental diversity and consciousness you have there.
So I will start talking about the Taiwan because now is a kind of role model for like a COVID-19. So everyone is looking at Taiwan. So as an educator, I think we need to learn. Basically, we need to put a lot of infrastructure or like investment into education and the public health. So if you ask me what is the success of Taiwan, I think they put a lot of effort into their public health system and education. And the students here already know what they're supposed to do from their experience from H1N1 and the SARS. Not just the students, I think the public knows it. So they have a SOP, standard operating procedure, and the protocol they know very well, and they follow it very well. But we will learn by our mistakes and try to correct it up. So Taiwan, compared to India, it's a very small place, almost like 30 million people here. And people are very concentrated because we face earthquakes and typhoons very often. So we can't leave or build houses on the mountains. So mostly people concentrate in the three cities, that's Taipei, Taichung, and Kaohsiung. And it's famous for technology and research. So if anyone wants to do research, this is a great place and very safe and a very free country. The biggest issue we are facing in Taiwan is the biodiversity because we lost a lot of animals and now we only have a few. So now we're trying to preserve what we got here. So people here, they knew what we lost. But I found other countries, people are taking things for granted. They don't know what they're going to lose. So here we know it. Because if you ask, if we have a Formosan black bear, and if you ask anyone, did you see it? Like, no, they will see it in zoo. The population of Formosan black bear is okay. They're not declining, but it's very few. And they're trying to get there's a leopard cat also. My students are working on it. So we lost a lot in Taiwan. So we know what we lost. And I think for the other countries, when we do like a development, we need to make sure development must be a sustainable one. It's like, as you know, what is a circular economy, that we need to be more careful than just looking for like money, industrial development, or just great. Because if you lost something, that's it. And we need to go to zoo and for the next generation to share the information. So that as an educator, we need to be very careful about it. And also, when I work with the kids, I have an experience of like mostly the teachers, we too much preach. We preach and present than listening to them. I think we need to be a mentor. We need to advise to the students to listen to them and show a role model. Because as a grown-up person like me too, sometimes I prefer convenience. Then I skip a lot of things. So we need to start an action. And the main thing is about the plastic is the biggest trouble now. So as a grown-up person, I think we need to start making an action like, okay, I won't use a straw anymore, or I will carry a bag with me. A small action can make a big impact in the nature. But sometimes we skip it in the name of convenience. So as an educator or role model and mentors, I think we need to start that the move or the showing to our younger generation. And these the kids are, I think, they're far better. The young generation, they're really good. We just need to mold them, and they knew what's going wrong better than us. I think we may be. Sometimes I worry we are the one who messing up because we pump up too much philosophy, and they knew it. Okay, let's stick with the Facebook, like it, because that's what I think grown-up people are doing. So I think we need to, as an educators, we need to start doing an action, work with the kids, then preaching and complaining, go with them, listen to the local people, and to know what they really want. And like what I've seen in the difference between India and Taiwan, there is actually not that big difference in a lot of ways, but also there are a lot of big difference. If you look in India, we have a lot of ideas. I think if you have a bunch of ideas, people have a lot of ideas. To implement it, that's very hard in India. Who won't listen to you? But here, I will give you an example. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I saw some trees are dying on the street. And I told one of my friends, and he just picked up the phone and said, I just called the number 91994. He said, if you want in English, just press 4. And then I was like, what? Yeah, you just call and tell them the trees are dying, do something. And they actually answered to my call and they told me, we will get back to you in 2 days. Okay, and then they actually called me after 2 to 3 days and told me, sir, we already took care of it, and we sprayed the fungicide, and we will get back to you in 1 week. And they did. The follow-up is very good even for the tree. So we can do, but sometimes we don't have enough resources. I think it's just the planning. And I'm looking at the younger generation, the new generation in India, because I knew they can do it. I used to complain before about the new generation of India, but I'll tell you, they are really good. They got a great potential. They're gonna show miracles. I think it's not just in India. I think around the world. We just need to help them. We need to show them the right path, and I think we're supposed to stop preaching them and be a role model, or a mentor, an advisor, and I think that's what we need to do more. So if you have any questions or suggestion, or what you want to know from me from Taiwan, please let me later. I will try to answer to your questions. And thanks for having me, and thanks to Rajiv, to everyone to part of this moment. It's a great initiative. It's a great start, and keep up the good work. And we need these platforms. So next time maybe we can involve more countries, more organizations into it, and let them hear our voice, and let's work together to do what we can do. And that's a good action. And better than sitting at home and doing nothing. This is good. So kudos to everyone, the whole team. Thanks from Taiwan. And sorry, I'm on the way to work. I just took the train from Taichung to Hsinchu. It's almost like 100 kilometers. So I'm actually in Hsinchu now. And thanks a lot. Please let me know what I can do from my side.
Okay. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you so much. We will have more of you later in the day. And I will move very quickly now to Paavani because she was there late night in a forum discussion, and after 1 hour, she has an examination coming up. Her principal won't be happy if she doesn't do well in the exams. So Paavani has been very active from a very young age, and she has been doing this awareness campaigns, tree plantings. She's also student ambassador for World Summit of Students for Climate. So very quickly, I'll ask her what's her message, because she will be interacting directly with the students who are mostly her own age, a little smaller than her. Paavani, please go on.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I would like to thank Sir JK and Manav sir and Rajiv sir for getting me here. And a quick, because just as sir said, I have an exam. So I just remember a few lines, and I think it's related here. He who plants a tree plants a friend of sun and sky. It's the line from The Heart of the Tree by Henry Kylie Verno. Now, I would like to tell you that no time is too late. No time is too early, and we can act whenever we want. But the best part is that you get to act whenever you want. And believe me, nobody's going to act if you don't. Nobody will care if you don't, and nobody is going to care if you won't start to care. It's our future, and I think that without using a lot of time of yours, you can make things happen just like a flick of fingers. And I would say even I do the same. I just hope that everybody comes out of Instagram stories and moments and start working, because it's this time and you can do it right now. So thank you.
Thank you, Paavani. That's a very compelling message for the students. I think they will follow it up. JK, can you check if Tanvi is there? Tanvi, can you hear me?
Just a minute, I'll check. Thank you, Paavani, and best of luck for your exam.
So there are two educators in the group also, while we look for Tanvi. Mr. Sudhanshu Shekhar, we are we have still 30 minutes left for the discussions to get over. Sudhanshuji, can you hear me?
Just a minute. You have to unmute yourself. Okay. Yes. Fine. Fine.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
So,
Yeah, please, Mr. Rajiv.
I know educators and principals, we like to talk a lot, and we also do a lot of groundwork as well. So very briefly, what is your brief message for the students? I mean, you give it every day to your own students and wherever you meet them, but the gathering today of students, parents, and us also who are in the panel, what will be your message?
Well, first, my good wishes to President Mr. Manav Singla. And I must congratulate Mr. Rajiv, you and JK for organizing this wonderful webinar for students, for all of us. And it's going to be a learning experience for all of us. Listening to the students earlier, listening to Roni, I think there is a lot more to learn in the days to come. Now, as on what I feel is when we are here, we listen to all, and everyone sounds great. Trees are important. We are celebrating nature, and it goes on. But when we come down to students level, I think we have to be very practical what we are going to do with students who are in school. Certainly, we do a lot of plantation activity. We celebrate these days. And then certainly I have to come down to a level to say that we forget after that. So how we can make these activities round the year for the student is one of the prime concern. If we can make this activity and we can make them understand how nature and what nature gives us and how it behaves with us. See, my subject is economics, but there is one theory which I can tell. We always teach one theory which says it is, nature which decides everything. So there is a school of thought which tells the approach where nature decides everything, even in economics. I can tell only 2-3 simple things which we can start in our schools. Let us start. On every birthday, a child should bring a sapling and give it to the school, or the school can give a sapling to the student on his birthday. One thing that we can do. Second, we can always, gift. Either the child is winning in any forum, we can gift him a sapling which he can take home and plant it. The third important thing is when we plant a sapling, we normally plant and we forget. We have to teach our students that how one sapling which they are taking home or which they are bringing to school, how it is, put in a proper way, given proper water every day, took a data of its growth every day, and then it should become that child's property to keep it safe. So this is one thing where we are helping our students. See, one important thing, we always teach green earth planet. So what we teach in school, whether the students are learning, whether they are using it in practical, their experience, what they are learning in school is becoming a practical experience. I feel educating children, educating young people for sustainable future is very, very important. When we started some sustainable program in our school, what we find, the student themselves, they try to find out which are the sustainable universities, and within 6 months they had a collaboration themselves with Terra Cura Inc., with Marian University, with Bridgewater University. So they came out with lot of thoughts, and then they also had a tie-up with these universities. And let me tell you, the faculties of these universities, they visited our school. So it was the way how we teach our children to grow up, to learn about nature, to do something where they feel they can help and learn. So most important is these kind of webinar should be conducted round the year, not only on one environment day or a tree plantation day. It should be on and on. And it should be for students, it should be for parents, where they should be together to understand what my child is learning, how I have to help him, and what kind of support a child should get from his parent in helping this earth, planet Earth, to make it green, safe, and more wonderful in the days to come.
Thank you, Shekharji. Thank you so much. And I will surely look into your very constructive suggestion that it should be kept throughout the year. I mean, it should be constant interaction rather than just one-off because of Corona or COVID or something like that. Thank you so much. I will turn to Tanvi because I've been looking for her. Tanvi, can you hear me now? Tanvi is a very, very versatile character. I would call her a character because she fits into so many roles. She is currently reigning with multinational, and she's lucky because of Corona. Since the event is cancelled, she'll be holding the crown for another year too. So congratulations, Tanvi. She has been a radio jockey. She is a great motivator, and she can take you off your feet with her words. But anyway, today I want you to share your experience, your message, and how young students can be constructive in the process of environmental conservation.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Can you all hear me? Yes? Give me a thumbs up, everyone. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. It's so great to see so many students after such a long time. Actually, it's so great to see people after such a long time. So I'm really, really happy. Thank you, Rajiv, sir. Thank you so much, Principal, sir. I think we've met, but I don't know if you remember me, but I remember you very well. He's a great speaker, and so is Rajiv, sir. And Paavani is so darling. So I love the whole entire Glamanand group who is always doing these activities to keep us keep us very close to environment. And hello students, my name is Tanvi Malhara and I am Miss India Multinational 2019 and 2020 also. I mean, I should not be happy, but I'm little happy. These are my guilty pleasures because I get to be the beauty queen for 2 years and not just 1 year. I want to share few things with you. I am seeing people are taking notes, so I'm very happy. Kabhi main bolti hu aur logon ne notes liye, so I get very excited because I have that teacher gene in me. So I just want to share a few stories with you. I'm not here to preach because I really don't want to preach anything. So number one story is, the other day I was eating mangoes, okay, at my house because it's mango season. Hello, so we are all eating mangoes. So my mom kept asking me, listen, aaj ke aam kaise lag rahe? Matlab ki, I mean, for those people who don't understand Hindi, she kept asking me, listen Tanvi, how are these mangoes? Tell me. I said ki yaar, it's the same. Mangoes are always the same. They taste the same. It's good, great. She kept asking, no, you have to tell me about how these mangoes are. I was like, Mama, please come to the conclusion. Tell me what you want me to say. I will say it's very nice. So she said, Arey, these are our ghar ka mangoes. So she said ki these mango, as in my mom and my dad, they had planted the mango tree when they just gotten married. So it's after 25 years of persistence and hard work and continuous taking care of that we are able to relish mangoes this time. It's the first time that we are able to eat mangoes hamare ghar ka. So we're very happy about that. So I just want to tell you all that if you know, nature is very, like, it's beautiful and it's so creative and it's magical. It gives us all these magical fruits, but you have to have a lot of patience. So we are young and you guys are young. So I want every one of you to, you know, give this gift of mangoes to your children when you grow up, to your like to your siblings, so I want you all to plant one tree. Like, I hope it's a mango tree because mangoes are the best, they're the king of fruits. So just plant a mango tree today because it's the mango season, and why not? Second story I want to share with you all is, it's COVID-19 and everybody is inside the house. So it's been, I don't know how many days since I've stepped out, but I keep walking on the lawn, right? We have a little lawn area where I'm sitting, as you can see. So I keep walking here. And yesterday while I was walking, I heard so many birds just chirping. I heard like variety of birds. इतने सारे, I'm telling you, इतने सारे birds मैंने life में कभी नहीं सुने. So I shared this with my parents and they were like, they are very happy. The birds are happy that you guys are inside. So like when humans are inside, animals and everyone is happy. So I want, this COVID-19. She's my mom. She's my manager. I think PR manager, shooting everything. Thanks, Mama. Thank you for the mangoes and thank you for shooting me also. So this COVID-19 is sort of an alarm where, you know, planet is telling us, listen, it's not just your planet. Don't be so selfish. It's a planet where birds live, animals live, pet dogs live, trees live. And we should always remember that you just don't share toys, chocolates, notebooks, notes with each other, but you also share natural resources with each other. So whenever you are talking about, you know, should I share my tiffin with this girl? You should always think that should I, because you're also sharing water with with birds, you're also sharing food with other animals. So be very, very conscious while you're eating stuff, while you're drinking stuff, while you're doing anything in life, because we are sharing this planet with not just fellow human beings, but with so many flora and fauna that we have. So I think that's it. And yes, what I have done in my house, which I think you can also do it, because I don't want to preach once again, but we have few things that we have done at our place is we take our waste, as in the kitchen waste, and we do the composting at our place. So we've like for years and years we've been making our own manure, and we use that manure to plant our own and to grow our own vegetables. So all the vegetables that we eat are home based, and that's why my skin is glowing. My mom is secretly very happy that, oh, I have mentioned her efforts. So yes, you can all use your kitchen waste, and you know, you can have your own, it's all here. So you can all use your kitchen waste to, you know, convert it into manure and to grow your own vegetables. Second thing that we have done is whenever we open the tap, right, the tap wastes a lot of water. So what we have done is we've changed the tap into sprinklers. है ना, sprinkler किया है हमने ना. So the shower जैसे हमने किया है. So whenever the water comes out, we don't waste a lot of water. Third thing that we have done is we use solar energy. So we have that. We don't have water heater as such. And little things that we do to keep our environment safe, because the only thing that is with us, and it's going to be with us apart from our parents, mama, papa, is our mother nature. So we have to keep it safe, we have to keep it protected, because one day it'll just stop loving us, and then we'll be left with no mother and like no nature, which is the horrific dream that I don't want anyone of us to have. So that's it. Happy birthday to all of us. It's our birthday, so I want all of us to cut a fruit cake today. Just use a fruit cake, because let's not go to, because beauty queen who, I don't want to encourage you eating junk food. So eat a fruit cake and like be happy. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Thank you, Tanvi. I know you're always very inspiring, and you're all also very, very hard on parents, your own and other parents also.
Yes.
Like bugging your dad for baldness. And today all these kids are going back home. They're going to bug their parents. Mama, Daddy, where is my mango? Why did you not plant 25 years back? So they are going to ask that. and they will make sure, the students will make sure they plant a tree today, so their children do not bug them in future. So thank you very much. I hope all our guest speakers remain with us throughout the time, because there will be some certificate distribution, some prize distribution also. We still have Rakesh ji and Ricky left to speak. So I request Rakesh ji, has been waiting from across the sea. And I know he is also a very good speaker, a very good motivator. So Rakesh ji, can you join us? Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'll unmute. Yes, Rakesh is there. Good morning, Rakesh.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Namaskar. Good morning. Good evening. I can understand we are connected virtually and connecting different parts of the globe.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Brookfield, for inviting me to such a wonderful session. Mr. J.K. Singh, Rajiv ji, and other dignitaries. And thank you very much for calling me after Tanvi, because Tanvi has added so much of excitement to the entire celebration. The excitement of listening to birds, the excitement of having mangoes, the excitement of what all we can do individually at home is something inspiring. We have to walk the talk. That is what is required on this wonderful day. Moving on, I heard Karen, I heard Anna, and Sudhanshu sir also. All were great, all were talking about from their perspective, their experiments. Every place is contextual, every situation is contextual. One size will not fit to all. As someone who cares for the Mother Earth, it's very important to see what we can do individually and what we can do at this situation. COVID-19 has made us understand that when it comes to nature, not doing something is the greatest thing that you can do. If you see in the last 2 months, we have not done much of the things on the earth. The transport is at its minimum level. People are not going out. 2 months, what we have never seen is now coming up. The wildlife, the birds, the vegetation, everything has a new lease. So somehow there is a very important lesson that we need to take away. Sometime when you are not competent, when you don't know what you are doing, when you don't have an understanding of what impact it will have, not to do is a good thing to do. And right now, 80 to 90% people in the world are not doing anything. So that is something which we need to carry on. COVID-19 has put a lot of restrictions and have added a lot of meaning to word celebration. Till date, we never thought the Environment Day can be celebrated virtually also online. Otherwise, in the name of celebrating Environment Day, we'll end up generating so much trash. We'll end up bringing in so many people that they leave so much trash after the event. As well as, in the name of celebration, if you see, we multiply everything that we use for celebration and we leave it as a part of the environment. So this meaning of celebration, the online celebration, the virtual celebration, the celebration which is real and introspective, the celebration that leaves you and us with I, me, and myself to think about what I can do, what I should not do, and what I should support is something which will take us a long way. I have seen purchasing sapling and bringing it home, gifting sapling is very easy and it is very, situational. Raising a plant is like raising a child. You need to fall in love with that particular plant. Anybody who plants sapling and then forget to look after it, forget to provide the support, causes more damage because a potential sapling which could have got converted into a grown-up plant or a tree missed out an opportunity because it is uprooted and planted at a place where there is nobody to nurture it. So it has to be a very wise decision. Any plantation that we do it in the school campus is a wonderful initiative because there are so many children, there are so many teachers, there are so many support staff that they look after them. I have seen that some children, even they go and talk to that particular plant as and when they are coming to the school or they are going back to home. I have seen people filling up their water bottle when they're about to leave the campus. And then on their way home, they keep on putting water in each and every plant that they come across. But if I take a plant and I don't have a place to plant that particular plant in an open and not able to take care of it, then I unknowingly kills a hope, kills a potential which has an absolute value of turning into a giant oak tree or a giant pine tree or a giant mango tree. So it's very important that our celebration need to move on to something meaningful. As Sudhanshu sir said, we can have more events like this. And believe me, online, certainly we can have more events like this. Otherwise, the traveling plans, the licensing of resources, logistics always gives us an excuse or a reason to not to do it so frequently. Like the people, they visit church every Sunday. There are people who visit temple once in a week. There are people who visit mosque once in a week. We also can move on to such a level where we bring in that discussion, we bring in the debate, we bring in that element of competition. Too frequently, and every event will leave few people inspired. Expecting 100% inspiration is something which will be very difficult. But if every event leave 5-10 people who talks about it, who motivates it, is worth the celebration that we need to look on. So COVID-19, with all its negativity, has brought in a lot of new insight into the entire system. So my message to all children is, the first thing is, you need to learn how to take care. The second thing is, if you don't take care, if you don't know how to take care, don't damage them. The third important thing is, think about your celebrations. Think about your celebrations where you don't get extra wrappers, extra gift which is of no use, or the extra eatable which only add extra calories and the fat to your body. So happiness has to go beyond just eating and celebrating. Happiness has to be something real, which should be the part of such environmental celebration. And the most important thing is, we have to review and restrict our necessities. If you see in COVID-19, for last 2 months, we have never gone to a shopping mall to purchase a new set of dress for ourselves, the new gadget for ourselves, then new toys for ourselves. And believe me, life is wonderful. The people like Tanvi, the people like Paavani, the excitement that they carry even after the 2 months of lockdown is the life that we have to look forward to. The lockdown can restrict our physical movement, but our mental wellness, our mental happiness, our love for the environment, the love for the trees around us need to remain intact and purposeful. So to all the children and to all the grown-up children like us, we need to sit down, work on our understanding of celebration, work on us that even when you are not doing something, you are contributing, and to look into whatever is not required should not be purchased. So if you cut down on these things, which we take away from the COVID-19 and the today's celebration, I think that will be the wonderful Environment Day commitment, the type of oath, and the type of introspect, and the type of future thing that we can do to the environment. So once again, thank you very much, Mr. J.K. Singh and Rajiv ji, to calling me to the platform and making me share my thought on this wonderful day. Thank you very much. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you, Rakesh ji. Be with us. Now I'll turn to Ricky Huang, and he's been waiting. He is, I'm told, is a very good artist and a cool tap dancer. He is an environmentalist at Stanford University. He was a student as we know him, but now he is a full mature adult and doing something very, very serious. So Ricky, welcome to India online. And I wish you all the good work that you're doing. Please go ahead and share your experience, your message to all of us today.
Hi, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Shrivastava, for having me today. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you also for Teacher Ronnie for inviting me to this wonderful, wonderful event. My name is Yetang Huang, or you can call me Ricky. I'm a third-year student at Stanford University in the United States, and I'm studying comparative literature. And when I was invited to this event, I was thinking like, oh man, like I'm probably the least qualified person to like speak in this event because like everyone is so wonderful. They're doing like so many meaningful things. For instance, they're like educators, principals, they're environmental activists, and all these wonderful people doing so many things, contributing to the environment. And as for me, I'm just like a normal college student who cares about the environment, who's interested in environmentalism, but hasn't done as much. But the more that I think about it, I realize that no, I am actually as qualified as everyone to contribute to the environment, to care about it. And not only me, I think this applies to you students as well. Everyone in this chat, in this world, everyone in this globe is qualified to think about the environment, to care about it, to act now, to contribute to the environment. And I think that is just very, very important. But I think that is also a problem that we have, that this is a global issue. The environment is ours. It is shared by all of us. Global climate change is affecting all of us. And I think that is a good thing because we have that motivation to act upon it. But I think that's also a dangerous thing because for many social movements, for instance, I don't know if you know, there has been some quite violent protests in the United States against racial injustice. And I think that is fueling such a huge response from the people there, is because they're targeting a very, very specific group. They're targeting the minority group. They're targeting someone who has been racially discriminated for centuries. But for global warming, it's very, very different. Everyone is affected. And sometimes we'll feel like, well, we're all affected, so why not let someone else do it? Why not let all these intelligent, these amazing people, these environmentalists, these environmental educators do the job, and we can just like sit down, relax, and enjoy good environments. I think that's the challenge. How can we have that kind of mentality? How can we have that kind of psychology to really believe that this is a global issue? This issue is shared by billions of people, but this is also my issue. This is also my responsibility, and it is my responsibility to change the status quo. So I think that's very important for you all to think about, like, what do you play in this very, very important issue? I also want to echo what Teacher Ronnie said about the situation here in Taiwan. So Taiwan is actually a pretty interesting place. We're, as Teacher Ronnie said, we're a very, very small country, but we have been quite proud of ourselves in how we're trying to protect the environment by planting more trees, etc. But I think something that is also very important is that oftentimes, so in Chinese, environmental protection is 环保. But the term 环保 means a very, very specific thing to us Taiwanese. It means, for instance, reducing plastics, or it means planting more trees. It means going outdoors to look at the environment. But is that all for us to prevent climate change, for us to slow down global warming? I don't think that's the case. I think there's much more things to this problem than we realize, especially for us Taiwanese. So we're proud of our work on reducing some of the plastics, reducing people's like smoking habit, but we're actually doing pretty terribly at, for instance, energy generation, at renewable energy, at carbon emissions. In fact, Taiwan is actually the 21st largest carbon emitter in the entire globe. And just think about it, Taiwan is actually as large as the state of Kerala. It's about the same size, but we are the 21st largest carbon emitter in the world. So there's still a lot for us to do. I think a very important thing for us to do is to transition from traditional energy to renewable energy. And in order to do that, there are like some statistics, there's some scientific research showing that we'll have to rely a lot on, like people just said, solar energy, wind energy, but also geothermal energy, which is something that's very, very underdeveloped in Taiwan. So I'm telling you all of this not to like confuse you with all these different technologies. I just want to let you know that there's much more to the environment than we realize. These technologies might not be very, very apparent when we think about the environment. When we think about the environments, usually we think about trees, we think about plants, we think about animals. They're super, super important. But in order to protect them, in order to protect ourselves, we have to think in a broader scale. And that brings me to the point that I want to share with you all, the message I want to share with you all. to be honest, I'm a very I'm an outsider essentially to this field because I haven't been very involved in this. But I think as a comparative literature major, as someone who is very interested in the humanities, I have been able to look at this issue from the perspective of literature, of culture, of humanities. In fact, I'm recently reading a book by an Indian author, Amitabh Ghosh, which is talking about the current situation, the flooding situation in West Bengal. And I think, so my message to you all, to students, is that no matter what you're interested in, no matter if you're interested in math, if you're interested in psychology, if you're interested in, like me, literature, or a bunch of different things, it isn't necessary for you to change tracks to, for instance, earth science or environmentalism in order to take care of the environment. You can stay in your field, but think about how your field, how what you're doing can be connected to environmentalism. And by thinking about this, you are actively creating a new approach to this problem. For instance, there has been a new approach in the literature field about looking at environments, and I think that holds true for every field. So please focus on what you're doing, but also think about how you can contribute to environments by doing what you're doing. And I think only if we have this kind of this global sense, this universal sense, this comprehensive approach to environmentalism, to the environment, can we really achieve, really get a better environment and really fight global warming. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ricky, so much for your lovely views. And we are almost near allotted time of 11 o'clock. The school has some competitions that went on and they have to announce the results. So I hope all our guests will be with us for another 5-10 minutes. That should be fine. Before the school announces some results of the competitions and we award them prizes, I'll request Karen to wrap up the discussion in just 2 minutes of what her take of today's conference is and what her last message to us will be, because I expect her to be back again in future, but I must again thank her for agreeing to come to this discussions at such a short notice. So Karen, in 2 minutes, please wrap up for students. And if any student wants to ask a question, very quickly, you can take only 1 or 2 questions if JK sir permits, because we are really exceeding our time.
Sure, I want that Karen should speak to my student. They are eagerly waiting from last 2 hours, Karen.
Yeah. Oh, hi. Okay. Hi, everyone. Once again, you know, this is such a great event because you have different speakers from different fields that really talk about their side. And it's good. Your school in your houses, right? But you really act as well. And as early as you are, you can make a difference. We're not trying to tell you for you to grow up, then you're going to make a difference. But now you can do that. And in small ways, such as turning off your lights if you don't need it, conserving your water at home and in your schools, eating less burgers and eating more of fruits and vegetables is also good for your health. You walk, you bike, you plant your trees. There's so many things that you can do. And this is a great platform to really bring people who know a lot of things about the environment to share our knowledge to more people. If you have questions, we would love to answer them. And I really want to thank you for having me today and for hearing our voices right now. So thank you very much. If you do have any questions, please to address it to us and we would love to answer all your questions.
JK, will you coordinate, please?
Yes, I'm going to coordinate. Just a minute, please. And I'm going randomly, you know, this is my dear all student. All of you are important to me. And I'm Danish, you can ask question. Danish, I'm unmuting you. Are you there? You're Danish, Diman. Yes, you can ask question. Yes, Danish, you are there on the screen. Ask question. Danish, you want to ask question?
Ma'am, no. Sir, no.
Okay, fine. ANS. Anshika Singla. Anshika, I'm unmuting you. You just, Anshika. Anshika. Anshika, start your video and ask the question. Anshika. Yes. Now talk to Karen. Anshika. I can't hear your voice. Now I'm going to Brahmjot.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning. You can ask question. Yes, please.
So I have had a question like when a sir said, I think so, I don't know the name. Then sir said that we have to just take a sampling of a plant to the school when we have a birthday, or the school will give out us the sapling. So we have to just take it to you and just plant it in the school garden.
School garden, or maybe I think Sudhanshu sir told this thing, you know, but Karen, you just question from you only, Karen. Karen, I'm unmuting you. You just give the answer. Sudhanshu told me, the principal of KL International School, about this. Just a minute. Yes.
Okay. I think I was not the one who talked about the sampling, but
yes,
it's good that it's also good that you take it and you really plant it, either at home or in your school. But what's important is that you take good care of it. You just don't simply plant it, because a lot of people do a lot of plantings, tree plantings, and after one time they just forget about it. So it's important for you to really nurture it and make it grow, because you have to remember trees are the ones that release oxygen for us to breathe and absorbs carbon dioxide, which is the main greenhouse gases. So you have to really protect what you plant until it grows, because that's the time it really will help human beings like you and me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
One more student, Vedant Agrawal. Vedant, unmute yourself. Yes, dear, you are here now. Ask question from him. Vedant. Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning to all, my dear. Everyone is there.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. I want to ask that how we can take care of plants properly.
I think you are having two devices. Can you mute one device or no volume of one device and ask question once again?
Yes,
is it
sir.
going? Yeah, now it's better. Do ask question.
Ma'am, I want to ask that how we can take care of a plant properly.
Oh, how you take care of a plant properly. Okay, that's a very good question. You know, what you have to understand is you need to know what type of plants you actually planted, because there are other plants that need more light and there are other plants that need more shade. So it's important for you to know what type of plants you planted. And you need to understand that plants need sunlight. It needs the right amount of water for it to grow. And of course, those are the things in the process of photosynthesis. I believe you study that in school. It's important for you to know those things. The shade, you need to have the right shade for your plants. You need to always have a good soil to plant it in. You need to have good water for you to water it in, and sunlight for it. Because those are the things that make a plant grow. And once it grows, that's the time it can really help the environment. You have to tell your parents and your siblings and your classmates how to protect it, because you're not the only ones going to do that. So you're going to do it together, because it's always better to do things together and not just yourself. So I hope I was able to give insights in how to protect.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Karen, he's in grade 4. That's why he's asking such a small question to you. So I'm going to Ash, Kaushal, and please, I'm trying to unmute you and start your video. Ash, are you listening to me?
Mm-hmm.
Ash, Kaushal, can you? Yes, your video. Now you are here. Please ask question. Yes. Now your turn, Ash.
Hi there.
Ash, I'm unmute. Yes, yes. Now you are. Now just a minute. Yes. Now ask.
Yes, you can speak, Ash.
Why do you have muted once again? Unmute yourself. Yes, now fine. Ask question, Ash. We are waiting.
Sir, the voice is not clear.
You ask the question.
Sir, I can't hear you.
Can you ask question?
Sir, I don't understand what are you saying.
You can ask me any question.
She was not having any questions. So now over to Rajiv, because we have to start another session also. So Rajiv, please. Thank you very much, Karen.
JK,
You're welcome.
Karen is still here. Do you want to continue the second session? We are already into second session's time.
Okay. Yes. What I'll do, I'll take an opportunity to announce the result. And please.
JK, just 1 second.
Yeah.
I was asking Karen, do you want to be with us in the second session for some time? Because we have.
Yes. Okay. This will be in continuation. So I'm sharing my screen, and I want everyone to welcome all. You know, they have there was a intra-class competition in my school, and most of them, more than 450 students, you know, they have taken part into it. Fine. And just a minute, give me a time. So I'm sharing the result. I'll be a little bit. Rajiv, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Rajiv? Yeah.
Yes, I can
So
see.
this is, I'm starting with the consolation prize. We had a competition, poster making competition. And the first, second, and third position, we have the picture also. So I'm going from the last 7th class. Gurnoor Singh got the consolation prize. Please give a big round of applause to all. And Priyanshu Gupta, consolation prize. Nawaz Sahib Singh, consolation prize. Jagdeep Kaur from grade 7, consolation prize. Anshika also got consolation prize. Anshirawat got consolation. Gurjas Kaur Consolation Prize, Dhairya Singla Consolation Prize, Bhumi Kaushal Consolation Prize, Mannat also got Consolation Prize, and there she is first runner-up, and she is Tanisha Sharma, Save Environment. See this, and I'm proud of you. And second runner-up is Kamashi. Just see this. They have done it so beautifully. And the winner is none other than Archita Gupta. Proud of you. And all these winners, I'm going to write a letter to all of you and the consolation prize holder also, that how to collect your prizes from school. That I'll be. Now I'll go to the very fast to the poster making competition in grade 6. Here also we have consolation prizes. And the Vaishnavi Kaushal Consolation Prize, Parvinder Kaur, Misty Garg, Jaskaran Singh, and Aryan Sohail, and then Sarthak Pul, and Gur Darshan Singh, and Arman Singh, and Ashwin Kaur, and Ashvir Singh, and then Raghav, then the Dakshwar. Sorry, this is I was Raghav. See this, he is a first runner-up, and Raghav Baldi, wonderful painting, and this is Daksh Verma, second runner-up. Really good. I'm proud of you, dear. This is really good. And winner is Anreet Kaur. Really fantastic, creative, original idea of yours. Now I'll go to the grade 5 consolation prize, wall hanging making competition. Ronak, Natik Makar, Manya Dhiman, Jobanpreet Singh, Himakshi, Harshpreet Singh, Harleen Kaur, Baba, Avneet Kaur, Anhat Singhal, and Sanvi, second runner-up. You just see that how lovely is this wall hanging. And Gaurashit Singh, first runner-up, and winner is Japneet Kaur. See this wonderful ideas from these children. So please give them a big round of applause to all these children. And this is a. Now I'll go to the next class. This is grade 4, and one boy, he has asked question from Karen also, that how to take care of the plant. So you can understand they are somewhere 10 years old or 11 years old between that. So wall hanging, making competition, and consolation prize, Harshvardhan Verma, Shavid Himan, Avni, Vedant Agarwal, Gursirat Kaur, Akshit, Samaira, Lakshi, Japlin Kaur, Gursimran, and Akriti, Mankirat, Divyansh, and congratulations to all. Oh, sorry, I was, yes, Akriti, second runner-up. See this, and first runner-up Mankirat, and winner is Divyansh Diwan. Congratulations to all of you. So now there is a good news. Those who have attended this international online seminar, webinar, World Environment Day, they'll get this certificate. And Rajiv sir, we are going to plant a tree of Karen name and your name and Rakesh, Tomar and Sudhanshu, and Anna, Paavani, Tanvi, and Aayushi, and Ronnie also. So, and will tag also. So, Karen, whenever you will come to India, you know, after this COVID-19, you have to see your plant, how big, and you have told my student, you know, like how to take care of the plant. I think, and we are going to send you the picture. We'll tag you also, all of you, after planting these saplings. Fine. And students, those who have planted tree and attended this webinar, they will get this certificate from Act Now. And this is there from India, Online, and Act Now. So those who have attended, they will get this certificate. Those who have planted the tree and attended the webinar also, they will get this certificate. It means those who have attended this program, they will get 2 certificates, only to attend one, and those who have planted trees, they will get different. So congratulations to all the winners, and I'm very thankful to all of you, those who were there in the first session. And Rajiv has already requested Karen to be there for some more time, because second session already started and a lot of participants, they are already in. And these are, Karen, small children, and you are going to love them while seeing their faces and all. So thank you very much, all of you. And Rajiv will be there with us, and Karen is there with us, and I'll welcome other guests. So I'll stop sharing this presentation. I'll go for next presentation. And I'm thankful to the management of Brookfield International School for giving me this opportunity to arrange this webinar, and all my dear students of grade 4, 5, 6, and 7, and all the parents and my other friends, those who were as a guest, they were there. Means I'm thankful to Anna, I'm thankful to Paavani, I'm thankful to Tanvi, I'm thankful to Yentang from Philippines, Argentina, India, and Taiwan. Fine. So now
JK?
I'm going for, please, Rajiv.
Yeah, I think Karen has to leave because he has got another engagement. So I will just request, can I request Karen to just make an opening statement very quickly to this set of audience, because you're already in, and then you can take your leave. I thank you again for joining us and hope to see you in future again. Karen.
Karen, just a minute. I think you are unmuted. I have to unmute. Yes. Just a minute, Karen. I'll unmute you.
There you go.
Now.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me today. I honestly would love to go to India one day, and would love to see my tree already big and serving its purpose to really help children in the future. And I really want to thank you for. I've learned so many insights as well, and seeing the children in front of me, it's always been my heart to go locally and internationally, teaching them, and that's what actually a Miss Earth does. And even though I'm not a reigning Miss Earth, I continually do what I do, and I'm just joyful to see all these children in front of me and asking me you.
Rajiv, I think Karen, we were not able to hear Karen in between. I think some internet connectivity, so we were not able to hear you. In the last 1 minute, I feel.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's good. Now you can have a word with everyone.
Okay. I'll just repeat it again. I just honestly want to thank you for having me. I've never been to India, but I would love to go there one day to see my tree grow and serving its purpose to the children of the next generation. And I've learned so much of this as well. And it's always been my heart as Miss Earth to really go internationally and locally and teaching children, just as I did now, and seeing them so many asking questions and very much interested. So I'm very happy that the children are very much interactive. And I would love to personally see them one day and to have a photo of my tree there in India. Thank you so much for having me. We say it
Yes.
in Tagalog, maraming salamat. That's our thank you in Tagalog. Thank you very much for
Yes,
having
yes.
me.
Thank you very much from bottom of my heart and from my management, my president, Mr. Manav Singla, me, J.K. Singh, as the principal, and my staff, which you can see how are we sitting. I think now you can see that we are there, and you can see all of us that we are sitting, and you know, we are interacting with you. I'm interacting with you. So thank you very much from bottom of my heart, and over to Rajiv now.
Karen, thank you very much. And it was a pleasure having you. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much. I will give you your tree buddy and name and address of the contact person. So there'll be tree planted in your name, and I will connect you with the tree buddy. Thank you so much.
Thank
Karen.
you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.